Hi, I really hope your day's been a good one so far. My name's Yalji. A couple of days ago, the latest version of the mod Galactic Legacy for Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy was released. I'm not going to say too much about it in this video. Suffice to say, if you're a Star Wars fan, go and get it. It encompasses hundreds of characters, hundreds of levels, hundreds of musical scores, custom built missions, ways to put your own battles together, and more and more. It is huge and awesome. What this video is going to be is a full-on install guide that's going to get you up and running to the latest version that was released on the 13th of March. It's going to get you set up in full widescreen, running with the new Game Plus for Jedi Academy and the new Game Plus for Jedi Outcast. So let's get started and let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing to consider is the actual base game that you're going to need to install the mod over. And there's two versions of Jedi Academy available that I'm aware of. There's a GOG version, which you generally find on torrent sites and so forth. And there's a version I'm going to be using, which is the Steam version. It's about $5 US on Steam. My personal opinion is it really isn't worth running the risk of getting viruses and going to dodgy torrent sites to save $5. Also, if you want to play the New Game Plus Outcast version, then obviously you're going to need Jedi Outcast also, and also available on Steam for a few dollars. I do think there's actually a package available that encompasses these and others for around $20-25. So what I'm not going to do is show you how to install these. If you're going with the Steam version, it is very easy. You find it, you buy it, and you click install, and it pretty much goes ahead and installs. Now what you do need to know is where the game data and base folders are. So for the GOG version, pretty simple. Providing you've got an icon on your desktop, you can just right click it and open file location. There it is, there's your base folder, and we're inside the game data folder. If you're running the Steam version, it's a little bit more different. You'll have to open your Steam client, go to your library, come down to Jedi Academy, right click it, go to manage, and go to browse local files. It's then going to pop up, and there are your files. We're in Jedi Academy common, and you just want to go into the game data folder, and you can see the base folder there also. The reason we need to know this is because this is where we're going to be installing the mod to. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is locate the mod files that we need to download. I will leave all the links in the description and possibly pinned to the top of the comments section, so you can just go ahead and find those easily. Once you're here, scroll down to the file section, and this is where it gets a little bit complicated. If you require the Jedi Outcast as well, you're going to want the Galactic Legacy launcher, but I will do that at the end of the video. If you simply just want the standard Galactic Legacy that works with Jedi Academy, then you're going to want to download all three of these files, parts 1 and 2, and the latest one, which is part 3. So for example, if we go onto part 1, it comes up with a new page. Just simply click download now. If it doesn't start downloading straight away, click the download at the top, and you're going to want to know where you're downloading these to, so just make a note of that. If you're not aware, these three files that we're downloading are coming in a format which is called zip format, and you will need a zip client to unzip these files. You can use, there's a few available. There's WinZip, WinRare. The one I like to use particularly as it's free is 7-zip. It's been around for an absolute eon, and it's just freeware. The version you'll more than likely need if you're running Windows 10 is the 64-bit. If there is anybody out there still running Windows 7, you can go for the 32-bit. So just download it. It's going to start downloading, and we'll get into how to set that up. So once this is downloaded, it's just an exe executable file. So you can just go ahead and double click that, and that's going to go ahead and install to wherever you choose your destination. I'm not going to go and install it myself now. It is automatic from clicking the install button, but I have it installed already. So that'll get you set up with your zip client. We can now go ahead and unzip the mod files. So if you didn't set a specific folder for the mod files to download to, then the more likely spot where they're going to be downloaded to is in your downloads folder on your PC. So you can just open a folder, and it's going to open to sort of this page, and from there you can see on the left downloads, and your files will be here. For me, I've actually just downloaded mine to a folder called swgl. So here they are, all 4 files, parts 1, 2, the part 3 and the launcher. So if you've installed 7-zip or you've got a zip program installed, then you can simply right click and go down to, in my case, 7-zip and extract to. That's just going to go ahead and do its thing and unzip the files now. Don't worry about any of these headings. I'm assuming it's because it's called 1.1.zip. That may be something to do with the header error. As I say, once it's unzipped it, you can go ahead and do the same process for both part 2 and the update part 3, and that's everything you need for the standard Galactic Legacy mod install. Just as an extra little note here, as you can see, I'm downloading the part 3 here, and that's got no errors. With the parts 1 and 2, if they do have an error for you, you can safely just wait for it to have the close symbol at the bottom right here, and then just go ahead and close it. This one will just automatically close on its own. So just a little additional note there if you don't quite know what's going on. Okay, so pardon the pun, but this is where the fun begins. So we've now got all 3 zip files unzipped, and we need to install them to the actual game. So first off, let's go and locate our game data files. Again, if you're in Steam, just go into the Steam client, right click Jedi Academy, go to manage and browse local files. If we then minimize that down, there they are. Okay, so we want to go into the game data folder, and it's exactly the same for the GOG version. You just need to locate the game data folder here. You'll know you're in it because you've got the base folder at the top there. So in terms of the mod files, we'll do them one in turn and go to part 1.1 first, and if you just hold your mouse and highlight all those files, then hold control on your keyboard and click base. This is for the Windows install. I don't have Linux installed or Mac, so I can't sort of tell you how to do that part. You're then literally just going to drag and drop. They're going to move over. It saves you a lot of space on your hard drive rather than copy them over. And if it says replace the files in the destination, then yes, tick that and do so. So that's part 1. We'll then go ahead and do part 2, which is 2.2. Don't worry about the readme. It's just this folder here you're going to need to drag over, so we can just drag that straight over again. Replace the files in the destination again, yes. And again with the third part, same process again. We're just going to highlight all the files and drag them all over to the game data folder of Jedi Academy. Again, replacing the files in the destination, and that's it. They're all installed. So we just minimize this down and concentrate on this folder now. So simply, this is the file that you're gonna need to double click to run the mod, swgl_sp.x86.exe. Now the simple thing to do is just right click it and send it to your desktop. You're then going to end up with a little icon on your desktop that you can double click and load the mod up. So let's get into the mod and we'll show you how to set it up in full widescreen. So once in game, it may or may not be already in full widescreen. If it's not, or if you just want to check, you can go down to the setup option down here, and under the video setting, under video mode, it should say desktop resolution, which should give you a full widescreen and the same resolution as your desktop. If it's not, then just click through until it does say desktop resolution and apply the changes right there, and that simply is it in terms of getting it working in full widescreen. Now if you're specifically interested in the new game plus for Jedi Academy, which gives a tougher missions and new enemies to beat, then go into the new game campaign Jedi Academy, and as you can see, a really epic little addition, or rather not that little, is the new game plus. Turn it on and away you go with a brand new edition of a full-on Jedi Academy. If you're specifically interested in the Jedi Outcast version, then I'm going to show you how to get that set up right now, so let's get into that. Okay, so this part's going to be specifically for installing the Jedi Outcast New Game Plus mod. So if you haven't already, go ahead and go to the website and download the Galactic Legacy launcher. Once you've downloaded that, locate the location where you've downloaded it to and just simply unzip it with the same process we used before. It's a pretty quick one to unzip on normal PCs. Once it's unzipped, just go straight into it, and I'm literally just gonna highlight all three files and drag them over to the game data folder again. Same place, same location where we've installed everything else to. So I'm gonna right click the swgl-launcher.exe and I'm gonna run this as administrator. You're going to get a few things pop up along the way. Don't worry about it. You might get some antivirus things pop up. I just allow everything, and eventually the actual program's going to load up. So down in the bottom right here is a configure Jedi Outcast. Just go ahead and click that, and it tells you to browse your computer and select the game data folder of your copy of Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. Now I know that this for me is in my Steam library, so if I just go ahead and scroll down to my Steam library, the common folder, and there we can see Jedi Outcast, and we're looking specifically for the game data folder. Just highlight that and click OK. Jedi Outcast game data folder detected. Copying necessary assets to the Jedi Academy base folder. Click OK, and that's going to go ahead and install the files. Once it's done, you're going to get a little pop-up window telling you success. The transfer of the files has been completed. To complete the configuration process, Galactic Legacy will now start. Click OK, and the game's going to load up. Once the game's loaded up or you're in game, just go ahead and click the Play tab, go to the Campaign tab, and you should now have the Jedi Knight Jedi Outcast highlighted and available to select. Go in there, and down at the bottom you've got the New Game Plus option to have it on or off. As if Jedi Outcast needed to get any harder. You now get additional new enemies and more harder enemies. So that's it. That's the full install guide. I really hope it gets you up and running with the mod, and it's been really helpful. If you've got any problems with it, just hit me in the comments and I will try and reply as soon as possible. But for now, as I say, I really hope it's been helpful. If it has, hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit me in the comments, and as always, have a great day. Take it easy, enjoy the mod, and bye for now.